has begun. Vampires fought back in super real 3D.
Hey guys, a little update that kind of sucks. I bought, I know everyone talks about battery life and I'm going through batteries. So I've got the FXlion. I haven't even charged this up. I'm going to try this out this weekend, hopefully. I've got the battery bank, the Anker battery bank that everyone's getting. I've got a short cable for trying to mount it. I have a clamp coming so I could try to attach it to a rig. I've also got a long cable coming. So this is working flawlessly. But I will tell you flat out, if you do get a longer cable, which I do have one, I only got the 3.5 foot. It is not long enough. You definitely want to get a longer cable because I kept wanting to do positions and I was limited. So that was frustrating. I kept accidentally pulling it out. That's not good for anything. But then I ran into a specific issue. This is what I wanted to make sure that you guys knew. I also bought some normal LP-E6 batteries and I went ahead and got the Watson ones. I haven't had issues with Watson in the past. I'm not saying that these are bad batteries, but something about using them with the Canon EOS RC on the current firmware as of this date. I have the latest firmware and I don't remember what the name of that version is, but it works at first. It's very deceiving. So the time will kind of come on, it'll be somewhat inaccurate about the time. It'll kind of jump down and then it'll just stay on a certain time. So it started at 47 minutes, then it dropped. This is filming in RAW 8K. It starts at 47 minutes, dropped down to 31 like within like 5 minutes. And then it just stayed at 31 for quite a while. And it's like, this is interesting. And then I went ahead and just turned it off because I had experienced something weird on a shoot that I did literally the day after I got the camera, and I'd only gotten to play with the camera for about a couple hours. And the camera kept being off and I couldn't remember. I was like, wait, I turned it, how is it dead already? It's off. And I go to turn it on. I mean, I feel like these Watson batteries aren't working. And what I figured out is that it does work when you first put it in. I don't know the full duration of time because I haven't gotten to test that far, but it won't work when you go to turn the camera off and back on. You have to pull the battery out and then put it back in to get it to use the Watson battery again, which is not workable as far as I'm concerned. So don't get the normal LP-E6 replacement batteries made by Watson currently. As of this date, maybe they'll change something. I don't know if I'll be around to find out about it because I want to return these. I bought 4 of these at $60 a piece plus a double battery charger by Watson just to make sure I was using the charger that they recommend. And I know that this isn't necessarily the route that you want to go, but if you're wanting to be inconspicuous with your awesome camera that is so small you can get into places that you can't get in other places with, and yet film cinematic quality that rivals a Red, well, it'd be nice to be able to use some smaller batteries in there and keep your kit super small. I was actually surprised. I haven't run times, but look guys, I'm coming from using a Red with gold mount batteries, 90 watts mostly, and it chews through batteries in about 40 minutes. That's not crazy to me. To have a battery that's this small last for 40 plus minutes while I'm filming is basically what I feel like I experienced on my live shoot. Was not bad, and the batteries that were able to do that were the Canon batteries. I mean, the camera came with one, and I already had a Canon battery for my EOS R whenever it came. I normally buy aftermarket batteries. I do. I haven't had issues with them. I do have some newer ones, NEWER. I haven't tried them yet. They're rated at 7.4 volts instead of 7.2, which is what's recommended for the camera. I have used them flawlessly in my Canon EOS R. I'm just a little paranoid at this point about this is a more expensive camera and I've got a lot more invested in the rigging for it. I don't know if it's worth it to try it. So what I might do is go ahead and return these Watsons and get, instead of having 4, I might just get 3 Canon batteries, and I think that'll be the price difference. I think the Canon batteries are roughly $20 more a piece. So that's your little update. Guys, if you order these and you have your camera on the way, like these aren't gonna work. I'll give you an update on this. I know this already works. I mean, I'm seeing guys use this. This should be very cool. I don't know why I would prefer this, but the only thing that makes me curious about this one is I believe this has more milliamp hours. So that might be kind of interesting, and there's a clamp that I have coming from Small Rig where you can use it for a battery bank and then mount it to, I believe, I have a NATO rail, or it's not a NATO rail, man, this stuff gets confusing. I have a rail that I can attach a NATO rail with, and then the clamp goes on, so I can actually attach this, and I'm hoping this cable will work, and then it can all be one unit. And I might try it that way too, just to have tried it. Another thing I'll just point out real quick is that when I'm using this, when this solution too, when you're doing an external battery source, it kind of sucks for filming yourself because the USB port is on the same side as the LCD, and as you turn it to face yourself, I mean, I'm going through this now. Well, I didn't have to go through it just now because I'm actually using an internal Canon battery to film right now. But basically, it's sticking right out in front of your LCD, so it's going to block your viewing a lot. And I couldn't tell if it was pulling focus or not, which is why in the last video, when I was testing the 0.71 focal reducer to actually create a full frame on 6K RAW, which has been fantastic, I couldn't tell if the focus was working or not because the cable was blocking it. So anyway, that's just something to keep in mind. It's not that huge of a thing, but it is a thing, just so you know. All right, guys. I hope that helps steer you in the right direction. Take care. Peace.
Movie Voice.